Hey, welcome to the Speakeasy. I'm your soda jerk today, Jeff Belanger. There's never a cover charge here, and our mics are always open and just a little bit hot. If you're watching right now, please share so your friends can participate. Feel a little bit social. Give us a little bit of normalcy in these crazy days. So music is a huge part of my life. It's a soundtrack to my work. It motivates my exercise. It's a companion. It's a way for me to process my thoughts and feelings. And there's a lot of thoughts and feelings right now, isn't there? You guys doing all right? What music's getting you through right now? Music also triggers memories. It's so much a part of our lives everywhere. Now, I've been playing guitar since I was a kid. In fact, I started playing just a few months after my guest did, and we had the same teacher. The only difference is now he's like a guitar and music god, and I'm a back porch strummer. We're going to do some of that. But all that's about to change because I'm going to get a music lesson from my childhood friend. He's going to show me a thing or two, like a virtual guitar lesson. So anyway, please welcome from Monroe, Connecticut, my buddy, John Judd. And there he is.
Hey, there he is.
How are you?
All right, you sexy beast. How you doing?
I'm good. What are you drinking today?
Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. There we go. Little Schweppes.
Raspberry?
Black cherry.
Schweppes. Black cherry. John, look it. Waterloo black cherry.
Waterloo. I'm a big fan of the seltzer.
Yeah.
So I've never heard of Waterloo, which makes me a little Schweppes. Oh, you're opening it. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing this.
All right, let's do it.
Cheers. Good to see you, man. So, funny story. I've known John for 35 years. Check my math.
That's ridiculous.
It's true though, isn't it?
Was it fifth grade? Did you show up in fifth grade?
Fifth grade.
Okay.
So that was it, fifth grade, and I had just moved to Newtown, Connecticut, and I met John, and he was just this warped outsider kid, and here we were. Come on. Our circle was small, and you know it.
Okay, yeah, it was pretty small.
It was pretty small, and so, but we were kindred spirits right from the get-go, and we started hanging out. And it wasn't long after when did, I say we start playing guitar because you started just a couple months before I did from the same teacher.
Ron Chabot.
That's him.
It Ron?
It was Ron. We're not going to tell any Ron stories today.
That would be mean. That would be mean. Just he was a unique. He was a unique teacher. He was actually a pretty ripping guitar player.
Right.
It was just some interesting parts of those lessons.
Joy, yes, we're both from Newtown. Not only are we both from Newtown, we're both from Sandy Hook.
It's true. I have a question for you, actually.
Go ahead.
Today I looked it up on Wikipedia because I actually didn't know this. So you were born in Southbridge?
Southbridge.
I
Massachusetts,
didn't even remember it right.
And you know how small a town Southbridge, Massachusetts is?
Well, how small?
If you go to their Wikipedia page, I'm listed as like a notable person who came from there.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
Oh, that's brilliant. There were like 8 people.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Jeff Belanger came from Southbridge. And I'm like, well, they got that.
Oh, I love it. So if I'm trying to remember this, because I was under the impression all this time that you had showed up and you were somewhere from other than Massachusetts. I thought maybe your family had moved somewhere.
Yeah, well, we came from Pennsylvania. I was born in Mass, and then lived in West Virginia for like 1 year, Pennsylvania for like 6-7 years, and then to Sandy Hook for the rest until I came back to Massachusetts.
Okay. That's it.
Holy cow. This is crazy. Look at this. Lived on Riverside Road. Yeah, Joy, we lived on Jomar, and you know where that is. That's darn close, right off of Riverside. So anyway, we're neighbors. Our neighbor Joy is here.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm still looking in a funny place on the camera. This is weird to look at an iPad and look at the side of it. So for anybody who think I'm a total psychotic human being, you're correct, but I happen to be looking at the wrong place.
Okay, so funny thing, if you guys have ever watched New England Legends, the television series, if you've ever listened to the New England Legends podcast, anything New England Legends, you already know who John Judd is because he wrote, composed, and performed all of our music pretty much, and has been with us like since day one. If you've ever watched 30 Odd Minutes way back in the day, John did the theme music to 30 Odd Minutes. And we've worked on various projects since, like the classic hit "My Christmas Tree Is Haunted," which
wait, don't rip it, man. That ended up on an album with
Eddie Money,
Eddie Money, and
Eddie Money, Cheap Trick. Wait, dude, I've got it. Okay, this is bragging rights.
Yes,
bragging rights for life. So this song, I wrote this goofy song, like just just blues, right? Like, I think my Christmas tree is haunted. Jingle bells are on the floor. Right, I don't remember. It was just like 3-4 blues chords, and so John made it nice. My father-in-law, who's watching right now, he sang it. He's an actual singer, and then we put it out as like a goof, just like a funny thing. And it was some friends of mine are like, "Hey, we're doing this every year. We do this album, Rock for Christmas," and Cheap Trick is on here. Eddie Money, like there's a couple other people you've sort of heard of. Rick Derringer, right? And can we put your song on there for charity? And I was like, heck yeah, you can. And there we are. I forget what we called, but anyway, My Christmas Tree Is Haunted is on here, and that's it. And that's all of us right there. Track 17. So I even got to go to the concert where Eddie Money was the headliner. And so I'm backstage and I'm like, there's Eddie Money. And this guy, God bless him, couldn't put sentences together because he was altered, let's say. And I'm like, hey, Eddie, it's anytime you want to work on another project together.
Unbeknownst to him,
he's like, we worked on a project together. Not well, kind of, sort of. We're in the same room at the same time.
Yeah.
So it gave us bragging rights for life. But so John and I started playing, and dude, you were into Van Halen, still are into Van Halen, right? Like,
oh, very much so, much so, yeah.
All that 80s metal stuff, and I knew like there was a song called Joe Satriani's Satch Boogie, and this was like a guitar god, no lyrics, but it was on the radio, which is unheard of, right? Like, name another instrumental. Like Cliff.
He had a few that landed in years that followed, but yeah, at the time that was on. Yeah, Eric Johnson maybe.
Yeah. There was just Cliffs of Dover, right? Wasn't that Eric Johnson?
Totally. Yeah.
So there was just a couple songs that had no lyrics but all guitar by these like guitar gods, and so I'm like trying to pick out like the first note, and like a week later, John's like playing the song, and I'm like. And the difference between you and me, John, is that I could put the guitar down and I could walk away for like, weeks at a time, and you couldn't. You could never put it down. And Exhibit A, it's still in your hands. And now here you are. You're making a living as a musician, which is amazing. Yep. And so you compose music. Your songs have been used in like commercials on all kinds of networks, even a Super Bowl ad, right? Like just before the last Super Bowl.
It was in the Super Bowl broadcast. It was under one of the players. I don't know. They do like a player montage or something like that. I can't even remember which player it was because I'm not a football guy, but ironically, but it was playing in the actual like pregame broadcast. So that was a very cool placement.
Yeah, and of course, hearing your music in the New England Legends podcast has got to be right up there as the equal thrill of.
It is unparalleled.
Super Bowl, New England Legends, like it's got to be just a neck and neck tie, right?
I love it.
Okay, so here's a 7th grade memory I have. Mrs. Martin's class. She, sweet teacher, English, right? She taught us English.
She tried to.
She tried, yeah. Hey, I became a writer, pal. She could take all the credit.
Oh, beautiful, yes.
Right? So she, sweet lady, we all liked her, well-liked teacher, short woman. But when she turned around and started writing on the board, like the whole rest of the world disappeared behind her. and John and I would sit next to each other, and we had those desks where they're just like the seat and desk are all one thing. You got to kind of like slide into it. And she'd turn around and start writing on the chalkboard. and one of us would just punch the other in the arm, right? But you can't say anything. You can't yell out, and then the other, pow, right? But you took it to another level, John.
If I remember, I try to remember it properly, but I believe I wailed you in the side so hard that your entire desk flipped over.
No, John, you used your leg and your foot. You turned sideways. You put your foot on the desk and flipped me. And now those things, you go over with the ship, and I'm on my side, and that got Mrs. Martin's attention. She turns around and there's Jeff like a turtle on its back, right? And
on your side, like, oh man.
and are we okay? We're fine.
And they're on your side. I mean, no, obviously not. You know what? This just the poor teachers who have to teach classes of people. I really feel for it because we were absolute jerks. That was totally not cool. Remember the balloon?
Oh, I do remember the balloon.
I just remember, like, I was sitting there. I blew it up during class. And she couldn't see, and I was going, and why wouldn't she just dismiss us or give us detentions? They're like, what on earth?
She was too nice. So yeah, like John's he's got the balloon under the desk, and it's just like, and then and the funny thing is, like, now that I'm grown, how could the teacher have missed it? Because if you turn around and you hear that squeaky noise, you look at this whole classroom of faces, right? All of them. One stands out. One face is bright red, like.
Again, the rosy Irish cheeks, man. You can't escape it.
Trying so hard not to laugh, just right? And like, oh, I wonder who did it. And of course, the guy next to him just like laughing as well. All right. So, John, I've got a blast from your past. Are you ready?
Oh no. What are you doing?
Yeah. So if anyone out there is a John Judd fan, I need you to contact me because, times are hard. And I need you to make me an offer because this.
Yes.
What is that, John? What is it?
That is my very first guitar.
Your very first guitar.
That is my very first guitar that you purchased in maybe, I don't know, 6th grade, maybe?
Yeah, it's a Lotus.
Oh, it's a Lotus.
Yeah.
Oh, that remains in the hallmark of legendary brands.
So I've got like 5 guitars now, but I saved this one, John, because I'm really counting on you getting crazy famous and this being worth something. So can you get on that?
It could be a little late, buddy.
I really need you to be like Beethoven huge, so I can be like, yeah, I bought my house with this.
I don't think at his time Beethoven was huge at all. He probably died without a penny. So I am Beethoven huge.
Right. Yeah. So you're well on the way, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I think I want to hear a little music. And actually, you sent me some MP3s. We're going to listen to just a little because there's nothing more boring than watching 2 guys listen to music. That's not really compelling visuals. But we're going to play a little clip. Here we go. It's going to look a little weird, but stay with me. What do you want to start with? What should we start with?
I don't know. Well, remember, there are a few categories there as I'm looking at it. There's one that's a blues backing track, which I wrote a few albums that were for that. There's one that's a jazz track. There are 3 that are off of just out of my production catalog. So I'm sorry?
I'm going to play Please Come Home.
Go for it.
Because I like it. And it's new. And you guys are going to be impressed. Check this out. We lost John. And he's back. Okay, dude, cool stuff. And now, obviously, that's not you singing.
No.
Talk to me about this, because I mean, that sounds like a pop song to me, right? Like that sounds like all sorts of influences, and it's awesome. My daughter digs the tune. I remember when it came out. Like I you know, in fact, here's the I have the cover. Ooh, I can show that. Wait, look at this. Is fancy. There it is. Boom. And
there it is.
You New England Legend fans, that photo was taken by Frank Grace, who I do the haunted calendar with. So just so you know just how small and incestuous this little world is. That's a Frank Grace photo, John Judd music, and I helped like put the design together. So like that's just how we roll, right?
You know how much we obsessed over that font?
Oh, I know. That was funny. But dude, that's an awesome song. Like it's so who's singing? Like how does that work?
Okay, so that one actually has a story. The software that I use that for composing is called FL Studio, and they the company that owns FL Studio is called Imageline, and they have every once in a while they'll have a contest, and they'll say use one of our products, and oftentimes they will once they have a winner, they will take that winner and take the song that won using that particular product, and they'll feature it on their product page. So in this instance, I went and wrote a song that used these vocals, which are actually, believe it or not, they're sampled vocals. So it's for a synthesizer called Harmer. And so that is a real human singing. It's just not, how should I say? They're not live singing. It's been sampled at one pitch, believe it or not. Like they had a singer go and sing la 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 with different words, and then you can write melodies with it with different words and things. It's just an
so wait, so the word could be like the, love, home, apple, pancake, and you pick the words you want and piece it together.
Not quite as easy as that, because usually it will be a phrase. But it's pretty close to that. And then you write a melody with it, and you can write harmonies. The other kind of cool thing is that ended up being a winner for that contest. There were a few winners, but that was one of them. So it's like it's featured on their product page going forward. That said, in the beginning of that composition, you hear a whole bunch of percussion, and later on in it you hear as well a whole bunch of percussion. All that percussion is percussion that is around. It's in my studio here. They're all like native sounds that happen that I recorded and sampled inside of the studio. So anything from a teapot to a pan to a piece of a computer I was banging on to sample it. So a lot of that percussion is actually my homegrown percussion.
I remember seeing the video when you did it. I mean, I think you had like a Drano bottle or something, like an empty. Like
totally. Yeah. There was a Drano bottle. There's also one thing you can actually hear it. Like if you know the sound of a Home Depot bucket.
I do.
If you know that, which I do well because I have multiple Home Depot buckets, but dude, Home Depot bucket is in there. There's a whole bunch of them.
All right, let's listen. Hold on. Let's play that. See if you hear it.
It's probably going to be at the beginning.
Beginning? All right. Oh, that's the drum?
Yeah, well, that's actually probably me tapping on the side of a guitar.
Okay.
It's been a minute. I haven't heard the track in a while, to be honest.
Way to prep for this, John. This is your big break, man. This is how we're going to get that guitar worth something.
Well, that little high sound, that's actually my dog's collar.
That's your dog's collar?
Yes, I took it off of her and I sampled it. So you do a whole bunch of little swings and then you break it up, and you can actually write percussion parts with the sound of a dog collar. It's kind of cool.
Did she get any credit for that or any kickbacks?
She gets marshmallows. That's her main thing.
Which, frankly, she would turn money into marshmallows anyway. So that's probably a pretty fair thing.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
So, John, I had mentioned I strum. I know most of the chords. You can name a chord. I could just, knock it out for you. So,
Right.
show me something, John. Make me better. I need to pick up girls or something. I need to impress someone.
Okay, so I figured
Anyone.
I was thinking I was giving thought to this since you're a strummy kind of guy.
Yeah.
So instead of making this too like insane, I figured maybe I'll go with something that is just a little more simple and see if you know certain chords. It's been a long time since you and I have sat together and I know what you do on the guitar, but which is a shame.
Did you notice? Wait. I know what you do on the guitar. I heard a lot of judgment in that.
Did I make that sound like you poop on the guitar?
It's like, yeah, it's not really music, Jeff. I don't know what it is, but I know what you do on the guitar. No, I appreciate it, John. It's cool. Let's see you write some books, pal. Whatever.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I got a song on a CD with Eddie freaking Money. Well, so do you.
That's what
Whatever.
I heard. That's what I. That's what I heard. Okay, so I figured we would maybe explore the world of chords that happen to be. I'm gonna have to move over, so
that's
maybe
okay.
My
I will too.
Yeah. So it's just so you can see. Hey, there we go. You know how difficult it is to fit a guitar neck inside of like this narrow space.
I do.
You might as well. I'm sorry.
I do know. I can see it right now.
Yeah, it's tough. So a lot of times I'm teaching lessons. You have to do this kind of thing.
Right.
Okay. All right. So here we go.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna go beyond your normal. Sorry, I'm looking in the wrong place. This is so just weird looking in the right place.
My eyes are over here, John.
Do I look cross-eyed? So here's the deal. Maybe we'll start with some chords that are just beyond what you normally may have experienced.
Okay.
So what if I'm going to just give you weird chords.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's going to make you better.
I can't get worse though, right?
Apparently.
We're getting a phone call. Should we take it?
Okay.
It's CVS. I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to hang up.
Don't go there right now. Don't go there.
Calling about your prescription order ready.
Good call. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some chords that I'm hoping you've maybe never thought of.
All right.
So maybe just some open. Well, they're not really open position chords, but they're kind of in the low range of the guitar. The first. It's just a pretty chord. So watch this. I'm gonna try to get my head stock in the camera. You know what? It's reversed from what it normally is.
Yep.
First finger is gonna go on the 3rd fret, 5th string. Yep. Third finger is gonna go on the 4th fret of the 4th string. Middle finger is gonna go on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. Wait, do we have everything right there?
Wait. So wait. First, okay. Right, got that.
First finger is on the 3rd. Yeah, you got it. Third finger, your ring finger, is going to be on the 4th fret, 4th string. Yes, it's going to sound ugly. And then your middle finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string.
Well, way down there. Oh God. Okay.
And that gives you, and you're only going to play from 5 to 1, and that kind of gives you this Lydian sound.
Yeah, that's kind of like a dissonant, kind of like scary.
Yeah, so if you think about it, like these two notes, like the 4th string and the 3rd string, they give you this like terrible conflict. But if you have the entire chord, it just sounds beautiful. Okay, so that would be C add 9, sharp 11.
Okay, C add 9. What?
You know your C add 9 like that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, usually. Wait.
Oh.
Oh, look at New England Legends, dude! Look at you.
I don't know how to orient it.
Ha! Love it. Okay, so it's like a different C add 9. Okay. Ring finger. Oh yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So it's just a more open, like C-ish. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not saying we know. I'm not saying I'm giving you knowledge about where that's to be placed. That's for your music to find out. But like, remember in you always used to probably hear Jimmy Page play things like this, right?
Yeah.
So that was another C9 treble 11. Have you ever played this one? It looks like this. Yeah. So I bet you play, and then.
Oh yeah.
That's a C9 sharp 11. This is just C9.
Yeah, that sounds like any Led Zeppelin song ever. Yeah, like that's in like.
Yeah, it's totally. That was a popular sound that I think he liked. Not that I'm a Led Zeppelin expert. So, all right. So
Okay.
how about another one? So that's one to take to the bank. It's more of a songwriter kind of chord. Like it's a little deep.
I'm a songwriter. I have a song on an album with Eddie Money and Cheap Trick.
This is not going to die, is it?
No, I got that. That's my ace in the hole right there.
That's it. Okay. I'm gonna try to think of another one.
Okay.
Let's see another cool one. Okay. Do you know these kind of chords? Something like this. It's A major 7. Nice and easy to play. So if you can see it, that's the 6th fret. So your middle finger is going to be a 6th fret, 4th string.
6. Whoa, sorry, I'm up here.
Hey, there it is. Okay. Now, if you did this, this is called A major 9. Now, if you ended up doing this, take it 1 fret over. That's called A minor 9.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's.
Okay, so wait. Let's talk about the faces because this is important, right? So, look, if I did this, but I got to sell it, right? Like that's my job as a guitar player. This is just a little bit of it. The hands, whatever, right? But this is where the money's made up here, John.
I agree.
This right? Like,
what? Well, the one thing you are missing, I noticed. I know you're okay. You just got it. That's the one. That's the one. You're missing the mullet, though. I don't know.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, you're almost there. Your high school picture would have been right for that look.
Yeah. So let's face it, right? The guitar is phallus. Let's just come on. Everybody's thinking it. That's what's happening in the 80s when they're doing this. Yeah, that's what was happening.
The thing that always bothered me with the 80s, not that this is, it was the singing into one microphone that bothered me. Like
sharing
the same microphone. I just think I don't want any human that close breathing their hot stink on me.
Like, yeah, but are you thinking of that? Like you're thinking like coronavirus brain now, right? Like so, yeah. Yes, to a greater extent now. Like nobody wants that. That's no good. But I'm saying back in the day, one mic with 2 people on it. That's why were they doing that? See, I got a fan. I'm going to be the next Angus Young. Wait. Right? Isn't that it?
There it is.
Wait, and then it was this part, right?
Oh, there it is. I had to teach that one just the other day.
That's for John. Yeah. Okay. So, John, you and I have an agreement, right? If one of us dies an untimely death, the other person has to go to the dead man's house and delete the browser history, right? We've got that.
That's
standard.
You cannot betray that confidence.
No, of course. No, super important. My follow-up question is there a song in your playlist that you need me to also delete because you're so embarrassed it's on there? And not only are you embarrassed it's on there, you're embarrassed you like it. You actually like it. And
so,
you're like, dude, delete the browser and get rid of this song. What is it?
Oh, you mean that I'm listening to?
You actually not forget students telling you I want to learn this. That doesn't count. I mean, something that you're like, okay. I actually enjoy this, and I would never be caught dead saying it.
Okay, I'm just gonna. This is the first time admitting this ever in public.
No one's listening.
The only person who knows about this, there are two people: my wife and well, I'll include my parents on that. Neil Diamond. I love me some Neil Diamond, man.
Who does? Which one? What's your go-to? So good, so good, so good. Come on.
What's the one that builds up? I'm not good with song names.
What's the one that builds up? America?
No. The one that they play at weddings. What's the name of it? I love it so
Forever
much.
in Blue Jeans?
No. Hold on.
Look, it looks like I know me some Neil Diamond, don't I?
That's kind of sick. Like maybe you should be embarrassed.
I love Neil Diamond. Dude, come on.
You
We're
should
up
be
here in the
ashamed. You should.
No.
They made a movie about Saving Silverman. Wasn't that about a dude who loved Neil? Sweet Caroline. That's the one I love.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Da-na-na. Come on. Just two chords of it, John. Come on, for me.
No. You know what?
Dude,
you know what?
Look who's here. Look who's here. Look who's watching.
Oh, yes.
Jim.
Okay, is that on screen by any chance?
It's on screen right now. Everybody can see it.
Oh, Jim Heatman. Okay, so Jim Heatman, here's the deal. I lived just a couple blocks kind of away from Jim Heatman. I'm going to tell you two stories if we have time.
Oh, there's time.
So Jim Heatman's mom taught piano.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, and she taught in-home lessons. So for the very longest time, I was begging my mother for piano lessons, begging her. I was dying to have these piano lessons. And Jim Heatman's mom, which I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, she had a full schedule. It was locked up, man. So finally she has a spot. My mom's like, let's do this. We're going to go do it. I take one piano lesson. One. I'd been begging for these forever. And by midweek, my mother said I was crying at the piano keyboard. And she had to shamefully call Jim's mom up and say, sorry, can't do this.
He can't hack it. You'll never get any girls playing piano, John. You got to learn guitar. Okay, Mom.
So Jim Heatman, in high school, ripping guitar player.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, still is. He's still playing.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he still is.
Look at his profile picture. God, it's a guitar.
Yeah, I mean, totally. I think that's a guitar he actually owns, which is insane. That guitar is crazy. So, in high school, you remember he had a band. I don't remember the name of the band, but I
do. Line of Fire.
Line of Fire. Yes, I had the album. Did you have the album?
I don't know. I just remember at the teen center, the big gig. Poor Jim. He's probably like dying right now, and no one even knows.
Oh, this is just suffering in silence.
Yeah.
So Line of Fire had like ripping guitar players. It had Jim
Alan Dreyer.
Yep. He was a ripping guitar player. So they were playing these songs, and they were all metal. I don't know if they were all, because I wasn't too familiar with that genre at the time, but a lot of Metallica. He was a ripping guitar player, and he was nice enough to have me come over, and he was showing me stuff, and no lie, he got me started. I bought a BC Rich Warlock.
And you put the tape on it, like Eddie Van Halen's tape, all over it.
That was later. Later when the obsession came, but it was already there. But
right.
But if you know a BC Rich Warlock, it has all these points, and it's this weird looking.
It's a weapon. It's a weapon with guitar strings.
You could easily slay someone with that.
That's the point.
Medieval style,
So there's always this thing when you start playing guitar, especially in high school, you're like, girls are going to love this. But now that I'm an adult and I've gotten to know a few girls, I realize, man, nothing makes them roll their eyes faster than when you pull a guitar out, does it? They're like, oh no, I got to pretend to like this.
You know what? I'm gonna go with that and say that's absolutely true. It was an illusion back then.
Yeah, but you're convinced. You're like, hey, listen, this is gonna sound just like that song you heard on the radio, right? Like, I gave my love a cherry. Right? And they're like, oh no.
Where on earth is that from? That's from
Animal House.
Animal House.
That had no stone.
I love it.
Didn't work.
That's just dreadful results with that. I'm just going to say dreadful.
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get back to the guitar lesson. We got sidetracked there, and Jim Heatman threw us off. So, okay, so I'm learning some open chords, some fancy ones, right?
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
I know a few. So John, so people understand, John loves to play jazz music, and there are over 12 fans of jazz in the world, right?
I think some might have died, so it
So
should be
maybe
less than
10.
that now.
Maybe over 10. And so there's a meme that John has posted on his Facebook page. It says, playing jazz music is playing 3,000 chords to 3 people, and playing rock music is playing 3 chords to 3,000 people. Right?
There is no greater truth than that.
Yeah, that sort of sums it up. But wait, before you show me another chord, let's actually listen to some of your jazz, because it's worth listening to. All right, here we go. What should we play here? What's a good one?
The jazz one is Haunted Heart.
Haunted Heart. Here we go. Play along, John. Okay, so I can't do that. If you said let's play any country song ever with G, C, and D, I got it, no problem. But I can't do what you do, and it's awesome. It's complex, and it's there's a lot to it. And I know the jazzy chords, right? There's a few, come on, I know the
Ooh,
right,
that's sexy, yeah.
And there's that one that the Red Hot Chili Peppers used, right? That was part of
it. Yeah, right. Under the bridge, yeah. Classic.
So show me something that'll impress the jazz hounds. They'll be like, oh.
The jazz hounds. Okay, so
yeah, like Bill Cosby would be like, that's a great chord, Jeff. I dig that one.
That is a terrible reference, Jeff.
Here I am in jail listening to the jazz on the internet.
That is a nightmarish reference. Okay, so watch this.
Ready.
Do you happen to know dominant 7 flat 9 chord by chance?
Well, if you show me, I'm sure I can figure it out.
Okay, so this is what it's going to sound like. It'll sound a little ugly. Okay, you probably know this one. It's a dominant 7 sharp 9. But yeah, so remember, watch out for the 6th string. So on this one and the 1st string. So on this one, what you would do is your first finger is actually going to bar on the 4th fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and your middle finger is going to go on the 5th fret, 5th string. 3rd finger is going to go on the 5th fret, 3rd string.
Got it.
You're going to play from 5 to 2. Yeah, and that would resolve nicely to something like this. This is a major 7. Maybe you've seen this one or not. So watch this. First finger is going to be on the 6th string, 3rd fret. Third finger is going to be on the 4th fret, 4th string. P, is that your 3rd finger? I can't tell because it's out of the ring finger. I want your ring finger.
Ring finger. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And then pinky is going to be.
Did I get it, John?
You'd assume that's the first time somebody did that to me in a guitar lesson.
How's this chord look? Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, years ago on a guitar magazine, they had a guy named Jason Becker, who was an amazing guitar player.
Yeah.
He used to have him line up chords like this with one finger overlapping the other. Remember that?
West Side.
Yeah, there it is.
Love it. All right, sorry. Start over. I'm a crappy student. This isn't a reflection on you. This is me.
You're just a terrible human in general, but I love you.
Fair enough.
Okay, so let's just try this G major 7. So your first finger is going to be on the 3rd fret, 6th string. Your ring finger, the marriage finger, you're going to put
Right.
it on the 4th fret, 4th string. Your pinky is going to go on the 4th fret, 3rd string. And your middle finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And you're not going to play the 5th or 1st strings.
Wait,
Wait,
third fret of the second string. Wait, it doesn't work that way.
You got to take this finger, Jeff. That one.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah,
way down there. Oh, way down here.
3rd fret, 2nd string.
3rd fret, 2nd string. Okay. Okay.
Even prettier with the open 1st string.
Yeah, oh yeah, you don't want to hear the first D, do you?
You could, if you wanted. I mean, that would make it just a 13. That'd be pretty.
Okay, got it.
So then we had this.
I'm not going to remember how to get from one to the other.
Remember, hey, Jeff,
yes.
If you do the right faces, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. Got it.
I'm pretty sure that's what I just showed you. That's good.
Yeah, my God, it's like I'm ready to teach. Now I'm the master. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I want people to know when we first started talking about doing this, I was like, John, I'm doing these speakeasies. Let's play guitar. And he's like, yeah, but look, I don't want to like, don't ask me to play songs that are like anything, right? And like other people's music.
Yeah.
I get it. Tell me about that, right? Because like that's how I can. That's the only way I can impress you is to sound a little bit like something you've heard. But
okay. So probably my honest feeling about it is that I teach that stuff a lot in the afternoons. So there was something for me about having a guy who started out playing those kind of songs at the age of whatever 10, 9, whatever it was, playing the same songs at the age of 47. There's something to, and I'm not, no. What I'm saying is a guy who did it for a living. I'm not trashing your guitar playing. There was something for a guy who did it for a living, playing those when he was 9 years old, and then continuing maybe to practice those at the age of 47. That to me would be a lack of movement. So that's probably why I said that.
No, it's fair. And it's totally cool. I get it. And but it's a funny thing. So when I play now, John, it's for me, like I turned my passion into my career, just like you did, except my passion was more like writing and storytelling. And that's been wonderful. And for me, my guitar, actually we have like a music room in our house, and I've got it hanging on the wall, one of those like neck things that hold the neck, you know. And
of course, yeah.
It's there. I put it up there because I wanted to walk by it every day. And some days I just kind of grab it and I'll just start playing, and I'll just kind of like get lost in it. So for me, this is like my hobby, my escape. And I love it. And my favorite thing in the world, ironically, is when no one's in the house and I can play and sing, and I don't have to worry about not being that great and whatever, you know, like, and now, like, dude, when we were kids, remember, like, no, you'd have the radio on or like a CD, and you'd be stopping it and you'd try to like, what was that? That's a G to a C to, like, you're trying to like play by ear. Now, if there's a song you want to play, it's all online. There's nothing you can't find. Like, it's at least got the chord progressions or even the tablature.
So true. So true.
Like, if I'm like, oh, I love that Leonard Cohen song, I'll just like print it out, go downstairs and just play it. And I'll be like, wow. I mean, you know, it's not that great, but it makes me feel good. And that's kind of all that matters.
Why not? Yeah. I mean, you know, that kind of stuff, like, that's what I teach a lot of, you know, I teach a lot of students songs because that is the way they're identifying with music. They're not identifying with the technical aspects necessarily of trying to conquer the instrument like a pro would. And that's totally cool. That happens to be like a Zen space for people. It's still a Zen space for me. When I'm playing for the guitar for hours, just practicing, you can disappear into it, which is an amazing thing. Given these particular stressful times, it just can wash away some of the tension that's in your life and bury it a little bit, which is kind of cool.
And that's, I mean, isn't that awesome? And think about this: whenever someone learns to play any instrument, right? You want to play that instrument in general because, like, you heard other music that you liked using that instrument. So when I started to play guitar, like, okay, I wanted to learn like Steve Miller Band and Grateful Dead and stuff like that because that's who I admired. And
Yeah.
every musician, you were playing Satriani and you were playing Van Halen. Every musician starts by trying to emulate the people that they admire. And then if you stick to it, like your own voice sort of comes out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how long did it take you to sort of discover your own guitar voice?
It's still happening.
Right. Okay, fair.
That'll never be. That's a never-ending journey.
Yeah.
So it's always, and your tastes are always, changing. So in my 20s, I was trying to emulate, or rather, in my teens, I'm trying to emulate like Van Halen, Satriani, Yngwie Malmsteen, like some of those metal guys that nobody has ever heard of. And then, other than Van Halen, obviously, but a ton more that nobody's ever heard of. And then by my 20s, also checking out guitar players like Wes Montgomery, Pat Martino, Grant Green, that nobody else has ever heard of because those are jazz guitar players. So the voice is always being molded. Your voice is always being molded by what you're listening to.
Totally. So what are you listening to right now? Like, for real, that you're not embarrassed about? Not Sweet Caroline.
I mean, it depends. Like my listening taste, when I was like 15, 16, my listening tastes were probably right there. Like I had this narrow niche of like metal and stuff that I listened to. And maybe I was exposed to some jazz, but it wasn't a lot of stuff. And so nowadays I listen to a really broad, diverse genre pool. So I'll listen to some composers, I'll listen to some jazz still, I'll listen to some popular music. So even some new rock stuff. It's rock, not as much, but I still find some rock that I like.
Yeah.
So like for example, maybe I don't know if you've discovered this band, but in the pop realm, Wolfpack. Have you heard of these guys?
No.
Okay, so they have a song called "Wait for the Moment."
Okay.
And for some reason, like a lot of pop songs, like when I'm driving a lot, I actually usually listen to my like Spotify playlist, so I don't actually hear pop at all.
Yeah.
But when I turn the pop radio on, I'll do it for a few days, and then I'll hear stuff like Wolfpack or something. So, and then you get exposed to these songs you've never heard before, some of which are just mind-numbing and painful, but some of them are actually well-crafted, beautiful pieces of art. And I would put oh no, I see it.
You got
Tony
John.
Dunn.
Sometimes you got to give the people what they want. Tony Dunn, the producer of New England Legends, the television series, guitar player, big fan of John Judd. John, you got to give them what they want, man. Come on.
Dude, I appreciated the work. Okay, so if any of you didn't know, he's referencing the work of Paul Gilbert, who's an amazing guitar player, and also Marty Friedman and Jason Becker. So there none of that's going to come out of here today. That said, like pop, like in the pop realm, like Wolfpack, even though people take a lot of heat for it, I think the production quality of like Billie Eilish and some of those, that's a totally new sound. I think that's great.
Yeah. My daughter loves Billie Eilish. And look, there's Robert Peckman, who sang on the song that's on the album, Rock for Christmas, My Christmas Tree Is Haunted. Like, the whole band is here right now.
Yep, there it is. Robert Peckman nailed it.
He did.
He just nailed it. It's a great band because they have a little bit of funk. It's a really laid back thing. Another one I like is called Zed. I don't know if you're familiar with. Okay.
No.
So Zed has a whole bunch of. He's a producer, I think, and he has a whole bunch of like guest singers. And you ever heard there's a song called The Middle, and it's by Zed. Now, some people are probably dying because they think that's cheese, but there's something about the production quality and just the writing of those tunes that I find to be just tremendous. It's really good.
So now we're all under quarantine. And so for those who may not understand, when you're composing music, your life is no different now than it was. Composing music is a pretty solitary thing, right? Like, you're alone in your studio doing your thing. It was true then, it's true now, right? Yeah. Have you found any inspiration in what's going on right now? Has it bled into any of the stuff you're writing?
I think there was a funny thing when this happened. As you do, I have a studio at home, so it's a living space as well.
Yeah.
So one of the things you experience when other humans are in the house with you, it affects your experience of doing work in a certain way, whatever it is.
It does.
So,
yeah.
So for me, it's always been a concentration thing. Like if there are noises close, and I get bothered by it. So that said, I thought when my wife was going to be home full time, I thought that this was going to be an issue because I wouldn't be able to concentrate. But believe it or not, it had the exact opposite effect. I just went all in the studio and just.
Are you trying to get away from your wife, John? Like, what are we getting to the issue now? Is this?
No, not at all. No, she's totally cool. She puts up with me on so many different levels. she's the coolest woman ever. So
all right.
No. I think being in the studio, it had good effects on that because I was cranking out music. Now, unfortunately, that music won't be landing anywhere because, let's face it, TV shows have stopped filming, as you know.
This is what TV's doing now, is stuff like this, which is, I mean, but hey, how cool. Like, so I interviewed a comedian, Mike Brody, 2 days ago. And I said, well, what do we do now? Like those of us that perform, like whether we tell stories or play music or do comedy, like, what do we do? And he gave such an honest answer. He said, he's like, I don't know, but we got to figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We have to figure it out. I mean, the speakeasies were born of me trying to figure it out. And what do we do next? How do we get people together? Because we still need to get people together. That's what music does. That's what stories do. That's what performances, whether you're watching a play, a musical, whatever, movies in the movie theater, it brings people together to share in something creative. And that has to keep happening or we're not human. Right. That's what humans do. That's the very essence of humanity, is to express ourselves artistically. So we got to come together and we got to figure out a way. And we're going to do it. We're going to figure out a way because we're all in this together.
I think, to be honest, I think it's a brilliant thing that you came up with that.
Go on.
Considering when the floor drops out, you're left with this kind of wasteland, and you have to find something that's going to move things forward. And that was a pretty brilliant idea to do this.
Well, I missed my friends and I missed hanging out and being social. And I'm like, well, and I missed an audience. I was like, well, this is the best I can do right now. So, John, I wanted to teach you an instrument that I'm willing to bet a donut you don't own.
Don't even tell me it's a didgeridoo. I will shoot you. No, oh my gosh. I had the fear. I see this and hear this in my nightmares. Well, since you have it out.
All right, let me move the mic away. Name a song, any song, John, anyone ever.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, no, how about Sweet Caroline?
No.
Okay.
Don't worry, be happy.
Okay. Ready?
You have to get all those parts in there.
Name another song.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know. Bad Guy. Billie Eilish.
Okay. I got that. Hold it. Ready?
Yeah.
Name another song.
One more.
Yeah.
The Wind Beneath My Wings.
Oh.
By Bette Midler.
Let me just. Okay. Yep. I got it. Hold on. Ready?
Okay.
Nailed it.
That's not too bad. Not too bad. I thought I heard one wrong note, but I'm not going to criticize too hard. I'm sorry.
Oh my God! Come on, John, you're so picky. So yeah, that's my jam. That's my didgeridoo. Got it in Australia. Pretty darn good at it. I mean, I can't do the circular breathing. What's that?
Hey man, what kind of music are you listening to? You didn't pipe in. I didn't.
Oh, so oh man, boy, people are cruel. Look at this. Don't quit your day jobs. All right, Jenny, I won't. I wasn't going to go on.
Hurtful.
I can't go on tour with a didgeridoo right now anyway. Where am I going to perform?
Oh my gosh, totally slammed her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm listening to I love Pandora and Spotify because for a while I had all my music digitized on iTunes and stuff, but then I got sick of being my own DJ, and I'm like, introduce me to stuff. So I'm listening to a lot of different things. Leonard Cohen's kind of my go-to when I'm feeling sort of down. I don't know. He just hits like a really cerebral mood that I really dig. Big Head Todd and the Monsters, and I've always liked them. But Todd right now is doing performances in his living room on Facebook Live, as many musicians are, by the way. So yeah, no, it's been and then whatever I get exposed to. Gosh, I'm bad about like remembering the names. I just like to listen. I don't like write down who it is, but yeah, just lots of stuff. A lot of girl singers too. Have you noticed like when we grew up, there was a couple of female singers, and now there's just so many. Like it was a whole section of the population that just wasn't heard from in music, and now they're on top, right? Billie Eilish winning everything, and like so
Dua
many. Dua Lipa. Yeah, my daughter Sophie loves that, and it's
Halsey.
Yeah, Halsey. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm glad they're keeping you sane, Jenny. Keeping me sane too. I get it. Yeah. So whatever. And that's the thing, right? When I'm exercising, I need a certain beat, and when I'm just kind of chilling out, I want something else. And when I'm working, sometimes I can't have any music. I need silence. And then other times, like if I'm working on like creative stuff, I need something that can just be in the background. And that's the thing about music, right? Is that we get so many different aspects of it. So much different expression that comes through.
Yep.
So I want to get a couple plugs in for you. So John put out these backing tracks. If you're a guitar player, you can get these on iTunes right now. And I'm going to play a clip. If you want to be a real cheapskate, I guess you could just like download this clip I play and just listen to like 30 seconds of it. But but I'm not judging. All right, take a listen. Here we go. Let's do E. So the point of this is that you play this in the background and you just jam over it. So if you need a band and you don't have a band, you download this and now you do. Key of E.
E minor pentatonic. E minor pentatonic, buddy.
Dig it. See that? And you're jamming with John Judd, which is pretty cool.
Pretty amazing playing there.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Oh, you weren't. You're being facetious. I get it.
No. I'm a fan.
Well, dude, just wait. Did I mention I had a song that came out on Rock for Christmas with Eddie Money and Cheap Trick? It's right there. Of course, you performed it and stuff, but whatever.
Whatever.
You're a little minor.
So hey man, what kind of so when you settle down for the night after you've unplugged your mind from all social engagements and you guys are watching stuff, what are you watching?
Oh well, so we already got through Tiger King, which was just an enjoyable week. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you're like, man, my life sucks, and you're like, well, it ain't that bad. So we binged that. There's a show called Fleabag on Amazon Prime that was just hysterical, and I watch a lot of music documentaries. I saw Ad Astra, with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, saw that one. Yep.
Spacey sci-fi movie, really dug that. So yeah, but the funny thing is, like, we don't watch a lot of TV here. Like I'm still busy, like trying to write stuff and work on stuff, so haven't been able to binge much. What about you?
We get a little time at night, so we're like, as you know, like if you get a couple hours, not even a couple hours, it's usually an hour, and then you're falling asleep in front of some of it. But like,
because we're old.
Oh, yeah, it sucks, man. You used to have the energy for it. Now, as soon as you go sit down, and you're still down.
Yeah.
So, so I think we're really stingy. We're really super stingy with our time when it comes to like TV watching. But Better Call Saul, love that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't got into it yet.
Ozark.
Oh, yeah. I saw some of the original one and then just sort of fell out of the habit. But I mean, I know it's all the rage.
That one's great. And this one was a weird grab, but The Patriot.
Okay. Oh, yeah, on Prime, right?
Prime, yeah. It's got a really weird take, and you kind of have to like, you would get it, but I know some people who just totally didn't get Patriot. Now I don't understand the humor
Right.
of it, but I thought it was brilliant. It was just, we really liked that one. That was good.
Good stuff.
Narcos.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. But I mean, I see these things on like Popular, and I just haven't. I got to click one of these days. I promise I will. John, play me something because we're almost at the end here, and just play me some John Judd music.
All right. Here we go. We're almost out of time.
I know this is it. So like, let's impress people before we ride off into the sunset.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. Well done, sir. Well done. And let me leave you with this one. Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's going strong. Was in the spring, na 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 na. Then spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
Here it comes.
Hands. Come on, John. Oh, dude.
That's my favorite Neil Diamond song.
It was your favorite Neil Diamond song, and that's how it goes.
Was my favorite. Oh, Jeff.
Wait. We have one more question before we go. Hold on.
I missed it.
Why has John not played the John Judd fight song as heard in Litchfield Hall and WCSU in the 90s?
Brian Fostervold. Oh, this is craziness.
Isn't it?
I didn't even know what the John Judd fight song was. I have
Make it up. No one will know.
It's beyond me. He's going to have to write more. I have no idea what the John Judd fight song was. That's insane. It's
funny who comes out, right? Who comes out for these things? But
that is insane. Brian Fosterville. I haven't heard his name in a minute. That's crazy.
Well, I'm glad he was here. So hey, johnjuddmusic.com. You can find links to everything he's doing. You can see some videos. You can hear some of the clips. Those albums, a lot of them are on iTunes. If that's where you like to check out music. SoundCloud too, right?
Not SoundCloud. You're going to find them on Spotify or Amazon.
Spotify, Amazon, and just the links are on John's website, so you can find it all there. So if you want to check me out a little more, there I am on Facebook and Instagram. It's at Exploring Legends, and I'm always happy to connect with you folks there. I've got more speakeasies coming. All kinds of people I'm reaching out to just to like hang out because I really enjoy spending time with you, John. I enjoy spending time with you guys that you're watching and getting something out of it, and it feels social. And so I appreciate the connection. And here's a quick answer. It's repeating John Judd over and over and over. We all know that song.
That's a great song. That's a classic.
It's totally a classic. So good times, John. Thank you, man. Good catching up with you again. Although
Likewise.
we talk plenty, so we'll be talking again. And if you want to tip your soda jerk today, it's appreciated. Venmo tips, there it is, at Jeff-Belanger-Legends. If you feel so inclined, it's always appreciated. And we'll keep doing these. Please email us, email me, like message me. Let me know who you want to see on here, what kind of people you want to talk to. I'm trying to talk to people from all walks of life. And again, John, John's all the music on the podcast, on the TV show. It's everything I do. Like if it's got music in it, there's a really high percentage chance that John Judd wrote it, composed it, played it, performed it, and you guys enjoy it. And it adds so much, right? I mean, if you could see some of these clips without the music, it's just not the same. So thank you, John.
Well, thank you.
And keep on playing, my man. Good to see everybody. Until next time, please take it easy.
Bye-bye.